Hi, my name is Marika Lake and I live on the west coast of Australia with my hubby Greg, and we homeschool our 4 kiddos. I have Will, who's in grade 8, Em is in grade 4, Cruz is in grade 2 and little Jackson is in pre-primary, and we have been homeschooling here in the Lake House Homeschool for 4 years now. In today's video, I'm going to share with you how we do our nature journaling here in the Lake House Homeschool. Now, every week we go out with our friends. We have 2 families who we love to do our homeschool activities and work with, and we gather together each week and we head on out into nature. Now, it's term 1 here in Australia, and in term 1 it is still really warm here in Western Australia. The temperatures are still really hot in February and March, and so for our nature studies in term 1 we have been doing all things related to the beach, to water, under the water, on top of the water, all those kind of things, because I find it's just too hot to head into the bush or into the forest, and we don't want to come across any snakes or anything like that. So in term 1 we kind of dedicate all of our nature studies to hanging out at the beach, which has been perfect this year because in first term we have been doing an oceans unit study from Gather Round Homeschool, so our nature journaling fit in really well with doing that oceans unit study. If you're interested in hearing more about the oceans unit study that we did, I do have videos on my channel, and I'll fly some cards up the top and put links in the description box down below for you. If you would like to go have a look at that unit study, I have a flip through of it, having a look inside, and then I did a review of the things we loved about it and what we added into that. So make sure you check out the description box for links to videos and anything that I'm going to show you in today's video. Okay, back to nature journaling. So what we do each week is we head out with our friends to our beach. Now, we are lucky enough in our local area, right where we live, we are surrounded by many beautiful beaches, and we've got beaches to cover all kinds of water activities. We have beaches that are great just for swimming. We have beaches that are perfect for collecting shells. We have beaches that are perfect for snorkeling with lots of fish and coral and reef to see. We have beaches for bodyboarding. We're just so lucky to live where we do, and not very far away from us there's some really great dive trails as well. This year we were able to take all the homeschool kids up to the dive wreck. We have an Omeo dive wreck that is close to where we live, not too far, and so we're able to go and to snorkel over that boat. It's a sunken ship which has heaps of sea life to have a look at, and so that's what we have been doing this term 1. Now, when it comes to nature journaling, this is how we have been working it. Now, I don't know about you, but I know with my kids, when we get out into nature, they are just too busy having fun and doing the wonderful thing that we're doing, that we just don't have the time to grab out our books and our paints and to write and draw and paint in the moment. We're just too busy enjoying being in the outdoors and being together. So this is how we do nature journaling. So what we do is we head out and do the activity that we're doing. For example, say we're going out and doing snorkeling. We will just enjoy the experience. We'll jump in the water, we will do our snorkeling, we'll have a look at all the things, and of course we're talking about it as we're going. Like when we get out from snorkeling, we're like, wow, did you see that fish? Look at the rock that I collected, look at the shell that I found. Of course we're all talking about the experience that we just had, and sometimes what I will do is I might take photos while we're out there. I might take a photo of things that we have found, just of the scenery and things like that, so that when we get home we have got something to reference. If we're going to do some drawing or some painting, we can reference our photos. I also have a big fancy camera that I'm teaching my children to use as well. So not only am I taking photos, they have an opportunity to take photos as well, or they can just use my iPhone and they can take photos of things that they have seen, or just the landscape and things like that that we can reference when we get home. I also might make some notes on my phone. So when we're out and about, I might get each child to tell me, hey, just just tell me, what do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you feel? All those kind of stuff. And I will just make quick notes about what they say onto my phone so that when we get home, we have got pictures from our experience. We've also got some thoughts that we have written down as well. And then when we get home, either later that day or even another day when we have the time, we will get out our nature journals and we will create something in our nature journal. So we might take the picture that I or one of the kids have taken, and we then might draw or paint that picture into our nature journal. We can either print that out as well and stick it into the journal. We don't always have to paint it. That's a really good idea if you've got reluctant artists. I know for my son who is in grade 8, he's becoming a reluctant artist. He's not quite keen to do it. So I get him to take the photographs and then print them out and stick them into his book. Then there's my daughter who absolutely loves painting and drawing all the time. And so she's quite happy to sit down and do a painting or a drawing to recreate the photo. And then we will add our notes to the picture that we have made. And so I will get up my phone and I've already written out those notes, and the children then might copy what they had said or what they remember onto the piece of paper in their nature journal. And so it's really a really simple and really easy way to do nature journaling. And then when we are at home and we pull out our nature journals and are starting to use those, I just create a really nice environment to be in. Sometimes we might actually sit out the back of our house. We've got a nice backyard. We can sit on the grass or on our outdoor table and we can work there. Or if we are working inside, I will just pop on the diffuser with some amazing essential oils in there, and so it smells delightful, and I will play some music as well. So I even might get some nature sounds to play, or some really nice relaxing music, or I might actually put on worship music and listen to that, and just create a really beautiful environment. We might be enjoying afternoon tea while we're doing it, and just sitting together enjoying the process of creating, of reflecting on our time in nature and just spending time together. So nature journaling and nature studies is something that we really enjoy here in our home, and I also have some books as well that we might get out to help us with our drawing and our painting, and I will give you a look at those, and I'll also give you a look at our nature journals as well. So this is the nature journal that we are using this year. Each of my kiddos has one of these little A5 sketchbooks, which is just from Kmart Australia. I just like them because they have this neutral colour on the front, and we didn't do anything fancy with it other than write the kids' names on it. But this is what we're using for our nature journals this year. And I will show you this is my daughter's, Emily. She has just turned 9. I will show you what she has done inside her nature journal. So on the first page for this activity, we were at the beach snorkeling, and we didn't do this activity at the beach. We waited until we got home. So all I did was got her to take a photo of where we were, and I made some notes on my phone for her. I just asked her, what did you hear? What did you see? What did you smell? What did you feel? And I just quickly wrote down what she said. And then she came home and just did this really basic watercolor painting. There was rocks here, there was the ocean. This is the color of the ocean, and then the blue sky. She's got the fading color of the blues, and then over top of her painting with a watercolor pen, she just wrote out her notes that I had recorded on my phone for her. So that is just a really simple nature journaling activity, super easy to do. Then here we went swimming with dolphins. And we just have some photographs from that day that she chose, and we just printed them off and popped them in here for her, just her in her snorkeling gear, and this is her with her dad snorkeling and her brother. And then she just painted this picture of the dolphin that she saw, and then she just dictated to me what she remembered from that time, and I wrote it down for her. So this is obviously not something that we did while we were swimming with the dolphins. We had that encounter, we had that fun, and then we came home and did this. So we went swimming with the dolphins on the weekend and then came home, and then during the school week we completed this activity. And the reason why I often do write in their journals for them, because when we're doing nature journaling, usually it's kind of like the end of the school day, and basically my daughter's just had enough of writing at that point, and she's like, could you write it for me? And I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. It's not a, necessarily a writing activity. It can be, but I just want her to get her thoughts and feelings down. So I'm quite happy to do the writing for her. But if you didn't want to, you could quite easily have them write themselves, or even just writing keywords around there. It doesn't have to be complicated. We also saw the stingray as well when we were snorkeling at that time. So again, she's done a watercolor picture of a stingray, and we've written out her notes here. This one, we went to the beach. She's taken this photograph, and so instead of painting the scene, she's chosen to pop the photograph in there instead. And then she found some seashells, and so she's taken the time to sketch out the seashells that she has found, and starfish, and just some more seashell paintings. One thing that I will get her to do is actually label her artwork. I think this might be unfinished, but a good idea is to, date the artwork, get them to use books or the internet to research what kind of shell it is, what they have found, and just make notes on the pages. But it really is as simple as that. That's all we have done so far. This has kind of been like our summer nature journaling, but really, really easy and really simple to do. Just some of the books that we've been using to do our nature journaling during the summer months this year. We've been using this Beachcomber's Companion. This is a really great book for identifying shells that we found at the beach. I have done a flip through of this book if you wanted to have a closer look. I'll pop a card up the top for you and put a link in the description box down below if you wanted to have a closer look. But basically this is just a really great book which is helpful for identifying different types of shells that you might find at the beach, and then has a picture of it, and then but just the name and information as well. So that's been really handy to flick through that with all of the shells that we find. This book here, Drawn to Nature, is a really great book as well. It just really simplifies nature journaling, and a lot of the way that we design our nature journals, it does come from inspiration from this book. So this is called Drawn to Nature Through the Journals of Claire Walker Leslie. I do believe I have a flip through of this book too, if you wanted to have a closer look. But this is just like looking at a really simple way to do nature journaling, and nature journaling doesn't have to be complicated. As you can see here, it's just recording what the sky looks like recording what the sky looks like through the month of February. So it is just a simple swipe of the colour and a few notes, the date and some words. And so here, this one is February 17th, more snow all day. And, instead of just a swipe of a colour, that's what the sky looks like that day. And so it is super, super easy to create nature journals. As you can see, these are quick line drawings with a little bit of watercolor paint on them. This is looking at different cloud shapes that she's noticed as well. I mean, so easy. It doesn't have to be complicated. The sky setting, and so yeah, we just I've just taken ideas from here about how to do nature journaling with kids, and yeah, this is a really, really great reference book. So that's Drawn to Nature Through the Journals of Claire Walker Leslie. And we've also been using this book as well. Again, I've got a flip through of this beautiful book called Ocean Anatomy from the Julia Rothman collection. So I'll fly a card up the top and pop the link in the description box down below. Because it has, we've finished summer now, but it has been summer here. We've been doing lots of things at the beach and snorkeling and going out on the boat and finding different animals. This book has been really helpful as well when it comes to making our notes or just drawing or just reading up about whatever it is that we have found. So we use this book when we were doing the nature, sorry, words are hard. We use this book a lot when we were doing the Oceans Unit study from Gather Round Homeschool. So that's another really cool book. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I hope that you found that helpful. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I love it if you would just hit that red subscribe button down below. And if you click on the bell next to it, it will give you notifications about when I post. I usually post on Mondays and I do a book flip throughs on Fridays as well. And don't forget to like, and if you have any, if you want to know any questions at all about what I've talked about, please leave a comment in the comments box down below and I will get back to you. Again, thank you so much for watching today and I'll see you next time. Bye.